Dr. Nahim Mizan, and today we have a very interesting topic. So, many people in my circle are currently pregnant or trying to get pregnant, and they're asking me, Dr. Mizan, like, what are the best foods to eat during this time? And again, like, there's a lot of literature in prepartum, meaning like before pregnancy, during pregnancy, and also after pregnancy, to basically optimize your not only the mom's health but the baby's health as well. Um, so this is basically my list. This is my curated list of the top 10 absolute best superfoods for pregnancy. And again, the focus is not just on baby. The focus is primarily on mom and then baby. So, and I think, in medicine, a lot of people don't know this, but when we deliver babies and when we do OB/GYN care, we actually focus more on the mom. So if there's ever a situation where the life of mom versus baby um is threatened, we prioritize mom. And this is actually the established method for all physicians. Okay, and feel free to chat, leave any comments below. This will be posted on our channel, so if you do want to watch it later, if you can't stay for the whole video, that's totally fine. But thank you for joining, everyone, and yeah, let's get into it. The and again, like, this isn't in any real order. It's not like the best versus, the 10th best. It's the 10 best, so not in any order. But again, like, number one, I actually agree with as being the absolute best. So the number one best superfood for pregnancy for both mom and baby is eggs, just standard chicken eggs. And again, like, it doesn't really matter what kind of eggs, like any poultry eggs will do, but chicken eggs are just more available here in the United States. um, they're very cheap. They pack a ton of protein, and a lot of other macronutrients. So, eggs are a choline and protein powerhouse. Eggs are a nutritional cornerstone for pregnancy, providing high quality. And these are just my notes, so I'll be looking down a lot. Providing high quality protein and choline, a critical nutrient for fetal brain development and neural tube closure. Choline deficiency has been linked to an increased risk of neural tube defects and impaired cognitive function. Eggs also contain essential amino acids, vitamin D, and vitamin B12, which support maternal energy metabolism and fetal growth. Opt for fully cooked eggs to mitigate the risk of salmonella exposure. And again, like, I love runny eggs. My wife does not like runny eggs. So this works perfectly because, it is recommended to fully cook your eggs. So basically like a hard boil, or just like, over well, not even over easy, over hard, I guess. Like, make sure the yolk is fully cooked. The yolk as well as the whites of the eggs. Okay, so next we have number two is sweet potatoes. I love sweet potatoes. I literally just bake them and then just put a little bit of butter and you could put a little bit of sugar, so it turns into a very nutritious dessert. But anyway, so sweet potatoes offer beta carotene and complex carbohydrates. Sweet potatoes are rich in beta carotene, a precursor to vitamin A, which is vital for fetal organogenesis. So organogenesis basically means the development of organs, particularly the development of the eyes, heart, and lungs. Unlike preformed vitamin A retinol, beta carotene is non-teratogenic, making it a safer option during pregnancy. Additionally, their high fiber content helps regulate maternal glucose levels and prevent gestational diabetes, while their complex carbohydrates provide sustained energy. So this is very important because, okay, number one, let's talk about the vitamin A thing. So vitamin A retinol is actually teratogenic. So teratogenic basically means that it harms the fetus, it harms fetal development. And this is why a lot of acne medications are absolutely contraindicated, like during pregnancy. Or even if you're trying to get pregnant, you should not be on any medications, especially acne medications that contain vitamin A. And this is why you should always tell your doctors, your dermatologists, if you are planning on getting pregnant or if you suspect that you are pregnant. Also, the other thing is that gestational diabetes is pretty darn common in the United States. So one thing that a lot of people have a misconception on is that even if you don't have diabetes, you can still have gestational diabetes. So many of my patients were complete super duper healthy. I'm from Los Angeles, so super duper healthy. Young moms, super fit. They go hiking every morning, eat a kale salad every breakfast, and they still develop gestational diabetes. It's just something that tends to happen. Um, but eating complex carbohydrates and avoiding, simple carbohydrates, and especially just refined sugar, like this sets you up for success. Like it's very important to eat complex carbohydrates as well as a ton of fiber and water during your pregnancy. Okay, number 3, we have Greek yogurt. So the Greek yogurt, or really any yogurt really, but Greek yogurt simply is because it's a lot more protein rich. So Greek yogurt gives you calcium, probiotics, and a ton of protein per gram or per ounce, whatever measurement you want to use. So Greek yogurt is an excellent source of bioavailable calcium, essential for fetal skeletal development and maternal bone health. It also provides high quality protein and probiotics, which support gut microbiota balance and may reduce the risk of gestational diabetes and preeclampsia. The probiotics in yogurt, such as lactobacillus and bifidobacterium bifidobacterium, have been associated with improved immune function and reduced incidence of neonatal infections. And again, this isn't incredible because yogurt itself is amazing. Like we should all be eating a little bit of yogurt every day simply because it's a probiotic. It has both pro and prebiotics, and it basically maintains your gut health. And your gut health actually is intimately connected with your immune system. So a good gut health tends to lead to a good immune system. Okay, so number 4 is salmon. So salmon is, it's a river fish. And so salmon, or I don't know, I'm not a fisherman, but salmon offers omega-3 fatty acids and vitamin D. Salmon is a prime source of docosahexaenoic acid, which is DHA, and omega-3 fatty acid critical for fetal neurodevelopment and visual acuity. DHA also supports maternal cardiovascular health and may reduce the risk of preterm birth. Salmon is one of the few dietary sources of vitamin D, which enhances calcium absorption and supports immune function. Choose wild caught salmon to minimize the exposure to environmental contaminants like polychlorinated biphenyls or PCBs. Yeah. And this is really important. Like, if you have the capability, like try to get as fresh fish as possible. Like it's very difficult if you're in like the mainland United States. But fish itself is great. Like if you're opting for a protein, then all types of fish is a superior protein. But within the fish category, something try to get something a little bit more fresh if you can. All right, number 5 is spinach. So spinach offers folate, iron, and antioxidants. Spinach is a folate-rich leafy green essential for DNA synthesis and preventing neural tube defects such as spina bifida. Its high iron content helps combat pregnancy-induced anemia, while vitamin C enhances non-heme iron absorption. Spinach also contains antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin, which support fetal ocular development. Cooking spinach improves the bioavailability of its nutrients, particularly iron and calcium. So again, this is something that I guess the South Asian populations like Indian, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Nepal, like this is something that we just kind of figured out in our cuisine. Like vegetables are better if you cook them. So and what I mean by cook is to cook them in oil. So the reason why is because a ton of vitamins that are in vegetables are fat soluble, meaning that they need fat as like a vehicle to be absorbed by your body. If you just eat raw vegetables, a lot of that just comes out as your feces, like they're not being absorbed. So for for the most part, it's better to just simply saute your vegetables with a little bit of oil, some salt. Um, that's really the best way to eat vegetables. All right. Number 6 is avocados, and avocados are great. Like, I'm from Los Angeles, so I would eat like 1 or 2 avocados a day back then, but anyway, so avocados offer monounsaturated fats and potassium. So avocados are a unique source of monounsaturated fats, which support fetal brain development and maternal lipid metabolism. They are also rich in potassium, which helps regulate blood pressure and may reduce the risk of preeclampsia. Avocados provide folate, vitamin E, and fiber, making them a nutrient dense option for managing gestational weight gain and promoting satiety. Yeah, and again, fats are good, right? Like we can't just say all fats are bad. That doesn't make any sense. It's Fats are a category of macronutrients. So, the more plant-based fats that you can get in your diet, the better. All right, 7 lentils, or dal for all of us in the from South Asia. So lentils offer folate, iron, and plant-based protein. Lentils are a folate powerhouse, providing nearly 90% of the daily recommended intake in a single cup. They are also an excellent source of plant-based iron and protein, which are crucial for maternal hemoglobin synthesis and fetal growth. The high fiber content in lentils aids in glycemic control and prevents constipation, a common pregnancy complaint. Their low glycemic index makes them ideal for managing gestational diabetes. Yeah, so dal is one of the easiest things to make ever, and lentils are one of the cheapest foods ever. So highly recommended. Just Google or YouTube, you know, easy dal recipe, and I promise you're going to fall in love with dal. Um, and again, dal, lentils, same thing. Like, it's delicious. It's super rich in protein, in folate, iron, and extremely good for both mom and baby. And yeah, looks like someone joined. Hey, thanks for joining. If you have any questions about pregnancy superfoods, just leave a comment below. All right. Number 8, we have berries. So anthocyanins, vitamin C. So berries are rich in anthocyanins, flavonoids with potent antioxidants and anti-inflammatory properties. These compounds may reduce oxidative stress and inflammation, which are implicated in pregnancy complications such as preeclampsia and intrauterine growth restriction. This basically means that the baby isn't able to grow, and not meeting milestones in fetal development. Berries also provide vitamin C, which enhances iron absorption and supports collagen synthesis for fetal tissue development. Their low glycemic load makes them a safe choice for maintaining stable blood glucose levels. Again, this is the same concept as the sweet potatoes. Like, if you're going to, like, you need sugar, like that. Humans need a little bit of sugar. So if you are having a craving for something sweet, instead of eating Oreos or chocolate chip cookies or something, opt for fruit. Like, fruit is great simply because it takes care of that sweetness craving, but it also gives you fiber and a ton of vitamins. Number 9 is nuts and seeds. So nuts and seeds offer you magnesium, zinc, healthy fats. Nuts and seeds are dense in magnesium, which supports fetal bone development and may reduce the risk of preterm labor. They also provide zinc, essential for DNA synthesis and immune function. The polyunsaturated and monounsaturated fats in nuts and seeds, such as alpha linolenic acid, ALA, contribute to fetal brain development. Chia seeds and flax seeds are particularly high in ALA, a precursor to DHA. So again, this is like an old wives' tale that actually is true. If you want a smart baby, eat a ton of nuts. Like, eat a ton of nuts, grains, walnuts, almonds, pecans, um, really anything really. And yes, like flax seeds. What was the other one? Um, yeah, flax seeds are amazing. Oh, and chia seeds. So flax seeds, chia seeds. These basically have like an extremely high ratio, or a very high density amount of ALA. Okay, and finally, we have just whole grains, really. So whole grains offer fiber, B vitamins, and phytonutrients. Whole grains like oats, quinoa, and brown rice are rich in complex carbohydrates, fiber, and B vitamins, including folate and thiamine or thiamine. The fiber content helps regulate maternal glucose levels and prevents gestational diabetes, while B vitamins support energy metabolism and fetal neurodevelopment. Whole grains also contain phytonutrients like lignans and phenolic acids, which have antioxidant and anti inflammatory effects, potentially reducing the risk of pregnancy complications. Um, Same thing here. So it's like if you're opting for bread of any kind, try to just opt in for the whole grain version. And again, like like I don't have any product sponsorships or whatever. I don't do that, but like there are a lot of whole grain brands, especially like I go to Aldi a lot simply because Aldi is my favorite grocery store ever. And they have a ton of apps like 100% whole grain options. Um, and again, like be always look at the ingredients for things that you buy because even if something says whole grain, maybe it isn't actually, right? So like always make sure you read the ingredients. If you have a concern, just Google, Google the brand or Google the actual bread. But yeah, so this was a list of the top 10 absolute best pregnancy superfoods. Thanks to everyone for joining. And basically, in summary, the 10 are eggs, sweet potatoes, Greek yogurt, salmon, spinach, avocados, lentils, berries, nuts and seeds, and whole grains. And again, these are all things that are pretty darn available, like all over the United States, thankfully. Um, and like hopefully and the other thing, like just coming from a physician, is make sure that you start eating healthy when you're trying to get pregnant. Like a lot of and it's very tough, and like if you do have a craving or something, don't deny that because your mental health is also important. So like my wife, for example, like she sometimes craves Cheez-Its with hot sauce, and she craves Culver's like Rocky Road ice cream. 100% I'm gonna get those for her because because her mental health and making sure that her stress levels are at a minimum are extremely important to not only mom's health but also for the health and development of the baby. Um, so yeah, so I'll stay on for a few more minutes if anyone has any questions. But thank you everyone for joining. Hope you guys learned something from this, and I'm going to try to do these lives a lot more often simply because it's for me like I like talking and discussing things, and it's better. I feel like it's a better modality than just creating a video and posting it and not having a conversation. But yeah, if you have any questions, just leave a comment below. Kevin, good morning. It's good to see you again. How are you doing today? Yeah, and thanks for joining this one on pregnancy superfoods. Neither one of us are pregnant, I hope. So it's but thanks for joining. Always good to see a friend and a viewer. And all of this information I'll be posting in the description. Just so if you don't want to spend the time watching the video, then 100% you can just read the description and it's all there. Oh, no worries, no worries. Yeah, like what did I do it on actually? Like I've been a little bit more prolific now, so I think let me see what I did. Um, oh right, yeah. So like the live that I did yesterday was on basically the best medical specialties to get into in regards to work-life balance, and this was really for my juniors, like pre-med students, um, and even med students, like and a lot of my clients actually, Kevin, like they're from out of the United States. So like they're from like India, Bangladesh, Pakistan. I have a few like African clients like from different countries in Africa. And so they don't realize how difficult it is to become a doctor in, in the United States. So and a lot of them want to be like cardiothoracic surgeons or neurosurgeons or something. And it's like that's great. I wanted to be a neurosurgeon, a pediatric neurosurgeon when I was younger, but like when you enter the medical world, then you realize like, oh my gosh, like I'm not going to be making money until I'm like 40 years old. you know? Um, so like that video was basically on kind of like clarifying these points. Yeah. Yeah, and if you want, Kevin, I'm actually signing off on this video, but like in a few minutes, I'll be starting a new live, like on, and I'll be doing like what I've learned is that like if I do vertical like live videos, then a lot more people join. Simply because I think live videos are more for like when you're on your phone just scrolling. So I'm going to make another video in like maybe 10 minutes or so. But yeah, would love to see you there, man. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, take care, everyone, and until next time.